Hey y'all, I'm Jake and welcome to Bag of Woodworks. Today is Tuesday, March 20th. Welcome back to my hopefully weekly shop updates. I'm not exactly sure how often I'm going to get to post videos. I'm going to try to do it once a week, but every now and then I just don't have that much going on and it just wouldn't make for good content. So I may skip a week or two, but I'm going to do my best. Shop updates since the last video, well, which would have been my first video. I have the shop rearranging is coming along fairly nicely. I've got the miter saw station moved, which was the biggest part. I moved it from the back wall to the side wall. Should be a lot better for workflow in the shop. So once that was moved, everything else was pretty much set. The only other two big things I had were my table saw and my outfeed table, and those are both on casters, so that wasn't an issue. The problem now is, well, the situation now is not necessarily a problem. Putting everything back where it goes, finding a home for stuff I didn't have a home for to begin with. The biggest issue I'm running into is sheet goods storage. I don't keep that many. I don't keep any full-size sheet goods. I only get them when I need them. But the cutoffs is what I'm having an issue storing. The leftovers. I've got some 8-foot long pieces, some full 4-foot wide pieces, but they're only about 6 foot. So that's the problem I'm having right now, is trying to figure out where to store that. I haven't found a system I like just yet. So if you know of anything unusual, I've seen most of the popular ones, the plywood carts and such. If you know of anything different, leave me a comment, because I can't figure it out exactly. I think I'm just going to have to start planning my cuts out better to where I have fewer sheet goods. Is probably the best situation. And the shop reorganization is going to help me get rid of some of the stuff I already have, because I know I've got a full sheet of the fiberboard, not fiberboard, but it's like melamine, and I'm going to use that to make some blast gates for the next part of the shop update, which is my dust collection I'm running. I got a little Central Machinery impaler at a estate sale a while back, and it's working great. Got it separated, got it set up with a dust separator, and so I'm running dust collection throughout the shop. So I'm going to have to make some blast gates, so that'll get rid of some of the plywood, and just some other knick-knack projects that I've got coming up. I'm going to have to build a lathe cart, because I got a new to me lathe a while back, and I'm finally starting to get some tools for it, so I'm excited about that. So I'll have to build a lathe cart. So that'll get rid of some of the sheet goods, and that's going to help. So yeah, and actually, as a matter of fact, I just got some stuff. I got my first few blanks and a very rudimentary starter set. I'm not even sure if you can see that. Starter set for lathe tools, just for pin turning. I got them, Amazon delivered them today, so I'm very excited. My pin mandrel comes in tomorrow, so I'm ready to get on the lathe and start turning. I've never done any turning, and I'm very excited about trying it out. So that is pretty much all that's been going on in the shop. That's kind of kept me busy as far as the reorganization and everything. I haven't had a chance to start on any new projects yet. Just getting everything back in order. Some ideas for some videos I've got coming up. One of the main reasons of this channel is my goal, dream, whatever you want to call it. I want to be a full-time woodworker. Not necessarily a full-time content creator, although if that happens, I mean, if somehow this keeps growing and I am able to get some revenue from it, that would be awesome. But I'm just not that savvy for the editing yet. I may learn it, but that's not my ultimate goal. I'd love to be a full-time woodworker. So that's what I'm working toward. And I just thought, some people might be interested. I know there's several of us that have that dream, and I thought it might be interesting to, see how I progress and follow my journey, hopefully to that end one day. And so I'm just going to film me learning. And one of the ideas that I had for a couple of videos is I'd like to look back at some of my older projects that I've done previously, and maybe redo them and film that so you can see my progression, so I can look back and see my progression, see how my skills have improved. One thing I'm really kind of excited about, my wife's house, well, my house that I'm in now, we've been married almost 3 years, but we've been best friends forever, since 6th grade. So when I first started getting into woodworking, she called me and said, "Hey, could you build me a couple of built-in bookcases?" And I said, "Yeah, sure, I'll give it a shot." And I built them, and I was pumped about them. I thought they were next level stuff. I was very excited about how they turned out. I'll practice my editing skills and maybe try to throw a picture of them up right here, or just the whole screen. I'll figure that out. But now that we're married and I live here, and I know my progression of how I did it then to how I could do it now. Every time I go in the living room, those things make me sick. They are terrible. I don't want to say I did a bad job, because they're still structurally sound and they hold books and the cabinets are okay, they're fine. But just how I built them, knowing the techniques I built the cabinets out of 2x4s, and not very well at that. So I want to redo them badly. So I think I'm going to maybe do a 2-part video. One, tearing them out so I can show you how I did them before, and then next, rebuilding the new ones and showing how I can do them now. I just think it would be an interesting, before and after kind of view. Plus, I'd just like to see how I could do it, because quite honestly, I haven't looked inside the cabinets much lately, just because, like I said, it makes me mad when I look at them. So yeah, that's an idea I thought I would do. And I've got a few projects like that, just some stuff around the house that I've done in the past. And well, and my miter saw station, one day I'd like to redo it. Right now, I like the layout I have of it, but it's just made out of 3/4 sheeting plywood. It's not an MDF. It's not very good. I mean, you can see the grain on everything, and so I'd like to redo it, get some good cabinet grade plywood and redo it. Like I said, the style, the whole system, I like it. I'm happy with it, but I just like to redo it, make it look a little better. So that's another one I may do at some point. So yeah, that's what hopefully you'll be able to look forward to in the future. I spent this last weekend down in Atlanta at the Woodworking Shows, and yet again it was a great year, great time. A bunch of good vendors to look through, a bunch of products to check out. But the biggest draw to me is all the people you get to meet and interact with. There's quite a few YouTubers there. A bunch of great ones that I've been watching for a long time. But the Southern Woodworkers booth again this year was fantastic. Big thank you to the Southern Woodworkers Action Team. You guys did a great job. I know it had to be a lot of work, but you pulled it off wonderfully. It was a good time. I got to meet a bunch of people I've been talking to online for a long time, and it was nice to put a name to the face, and just get to hang out with people and grow that relationship, and it was just fun. I took some video and some pictures I'll put up. But if you didn't get the chance to go this year, definitely try to make it next year. It's always fun. And anytime the Southern Woodworkers have a meetup or a lollygag, as we call it, in your area, I encourage you to go check it out. I mean, people are just awesome to hang out with and talk shop, learn new techniques, and get advice from everybody. It's just a good time. So I definitely encourage you to do that. Well, that about wraps it up for this week's video. A big thank you to those that have already commented and subscribed for my first video. It means a lot to me. It's very encouraging. I'm excited about what's going on in the future. I'm having a good time with this, so hopefully I'm getting better. You're enjoying it more. And if you haven't yet, I do invite you to like, comment, and subscribe. And just check it out later and see what's going on. Until next time, guys, thanks very much, and y'all have a great day.